Hi, this is Kathy Weymouth from Tuna Temple, and we're in a series about how to improve your sleep. Now, I've struggled with my sleep my entire adult life, and I've worked with sleep psychologists, sleep specialists. I'm presently in a program called the Functional Hormone Reset to help reset my hormones, and I'm learning even more about sleep. So I thought I would pass on just a few of the gems that I'm learning, that I have learned, in case that you struggle with your sleep or you know someone who does. So please pass on this video to anyone you know who might struggle with their sleep. Now, last week in the first video, I mentioned about the importance of your circadian rhythm, but I didn't really go into the background of that, so I thought I'd start this video with a little bit more information about what is your circadian rhythm. So this is basically your internal clock. You have a natural 24-hour clock going on inside of your body, and this dictates your day and night cycles. Okay. But if your circadian rhythm is off, it's going to influence not only your sleep, but other things in your body. So we want to have a good circadian rhythm that's going to dictate alertness during the day, sleepiness at night, so that you will sleep soundly, and you will wake up refreshed. Okay, all of this is done with the help of your personal 24-hour clock, your circadian rhythm. So what circadian rhythm does is it regulates, first of all, what we're talking about, which is your sleep-wake cycles, okay? When you're waking up, when you're falling asleep, and the hormones related with that. Also influences hormone release in your body. Other hormones that are going on in your body are also affected by your circadian rhythm. So if you want to have good hormone function, your circadian rhythm needs to be set well. Okay. It also impacts your metabolism and your digestion. So if you want a healthy metabolism, then consider first, how's your circadian rhythm going? It also influences your body temperature and organ functions even. So your circadian rhythm is really important. So last week in video 1, I talked about helping your circadian rhythm with habit number 1, which was having a consistent going to sleep and waking up time every day. So if you haven't watched that video, you can go back and look at video 1, and I'll tag it below this video so you can see the link to that. That was produced on May 2nd or something. No, maybe May 3rd, somewhere around in there of 2025. Okay, so that's an important feature, but I want to add to that. So last week's advice was pick a time to go to bed, pick a time to wake up, and stay consistent every day, even on the weekends, as much as possible. Of course, you always have extenuating circumstances like flying on an early flight or something. And then there are people that have jobs where they are working in the night sometimes, and then they're awake during the day on their days off, whatever. So I am not approaching dealing with that. That's way beyond the scope of this video. But if for typical people that can have the same schedule, then you want to choose a going to bed time and a waking up time that's consistent. Now I'm going to add to that today. This is also going to help set your circadian rhythm, and this is one of the key things I learned that I wasn't necessarily doing, but this is important. You need to have morning sunlight within about 30 minutes. You can stretch it to 60 if you have to, of waking up. And this morning sunlight is going to be picked up by your eyes, and it's going to affect your circadian rhythm. So getting morning sunlight, ideally between 30 to 60 minutes, if you can go outside, that's the best. So in Vermont, in the winter, in certain times of the year, it's not even light out at 7 o'clock. So if it's not light out yet, then you can choose a couple other options, which would be a happy light that you can order. I got mine off of Amazon. You can sit by a window. I don't think that's as effective as the first two because of the glass. But so this is your new thing that you're going to add to your circadian sleep and wake times, is you're going to add 30 to 60 minutes of sunlight in the morning, even on cloudy days. Even on days that you don't see the sun, it's going to help set your rhythm, set your clock. Okay, so I also have a few more notes about what does this do. So morning sunlight regulates your cortisol, which is your stress hormone. And this is it'll help you to have energy during the daytime. So this is important for your energy. It also lowers your cholesterol levels cortisol levels, not cholesterol. It lowers your cortisol level later in the day, which is going to help you to fall asleep, and it will improve your sleep. So all this is done with morning sunlight, which is awesome. Okay. It also suppresses melatonin, your sleep hormone. It suppresses it in the morning and then helps you to be alert during the daytime, but to sleep later. So this is crazy how much this morning sunlight can help. It also can increase serotonin, which is your happy hormone, and so that you will actually have an antidepressant effect on your life and improve your mood, all with morning sunlight. I didn't realize that this was so important. So this is your assignment. This is your assignment to get outside within 30 minutes ideally, or up to 60 minutes of waking up. Okay, and how long do you need to do this for? 5 to 10 minutes. Expose your eyes to the sunlight. The receptors in your eyes are going to pick up the sunlight and say the day has begun, and then the release of these hormones is going to go into effect. Okay, so don't look directly at the sun, obviously, but be outside in sunlight. You could go for a walk and get a little exercise at the same time. Even 1 to 2 minutes is helpful if you can't do 5 to 10, but ideally 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so I hope this is going to help you. This is all really going to help your alertness during the day, but it's also going to really help your sleep. So circadian rhythms are really key. Now, next video coming up in a week is things that can disrupt your circadian rhythm. And we'll talk about a few of those and give you some ideas on things you can do if you have some disruptors in your life. Okay, Kathy Weymouth at tunethetemple.com. Happy sleeping.